My football crew is here this morning, and Adam Schefter, Dan Orlovsky, Louis Riddick, and Schefter, I'll start with you because there's a Patriot yesterday talking about his concerns, and we have news from New England this morning.
Greeny, Donta Hightower, the Patriots Pro Bowl linebacker, a three-time Super Bowl champion, is going to be opting out this season. This is the biggest offensive name to date of a player leaving behind this season. He's the Patriots' defensive signal caller. He leaves behind an $8 million base salary, and he is one of, right now, 5 New England Patriots, 5, to be opting out this season, joining the likes of running back Brandon Bolden and offensive tackle Marcus Cannon, amongst others. This is a blow to the Patriots defense that already was going to be without Kyle Van Noy, who left during free agency, Jamie Collins, Danny Shelton. There are a number of players that have left this New England defense, but maybe the biggest loss comes this morning with the news that Donta Hightower is opting out. Now, keep in mind, his mother is type 2 diabetic. He just became a father earlier this month. And so with all that's going on in his life, he's opting out. And what I'm hearing from people around the league is that there is some legitimate concern among some players. We've seen how this disease affects older people. We've seen how it affects minorities. And I think some minorities here, some players have lost friends, relatives, cousins, whatever it may be. And it's impacting and influencing the decisions they make here.
All right, so that's big news this morning. Louis Riddick, what's your reaction?
Look, I think, I salute Donta Hightower for not just thinking about himself, but thinking about others, thinking about his newborn child, thinking about relatives, thinking about his teammates, and just saying this, look, it isn't just about me. And I think me opting out is probably the best thing, not just for me, but for everyone that is around me. And I think overall, society could take a lesson from some of these guys who are not making decisions just for them, but they're looking at the big picture overall. And when you hear the McCourty twins talking about the fact that they are scared about players not doing what is necessary to make sure that they protect themselves, but also protect their teammates and their brothers that they're going to be joining on their respective rosters. I mean, that's just mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing to me, but you know what, Greeny, at the same time, it's not. Because you know what? All you have to do is go click through your social media feed at some time, or just pick any random person off the street, and you see people all the time that continue to downplay this, continue to say that, you don't need to wear a mask. I'm going to do what I want to do. Don't infringe upon my rights. I have a right to do what I want to do. And it's just mind-blowing. I really do salute guys like Hightower and Marcus Cannon, Brandon Bolden, these guys who are looking out for themselves and looking out for their families and looking out for their loved ones. It's the right thing to do. And I'll tell you what, for the players who don't want to make the necessary, sacrifices in order to protect their teammates, just opt out, just get going and go to the nightclub, do whatever you want to do, but don't put everyone else at risk.
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky, I know that yesterday with this news about the Marlins, people from every sport were sitting around and trying to contemplate the future. What thoughts did you have?
Well, this needs to be a learn and be proactive moment for the NFL. I echo what Louis said, but this is the age-old adage of who, what, where, when, why, and how. And we need to all learn from this. Who did this happen to? What happened? Where did it happen? When did it happen? Why did it happen? And how did it happen? And use protocols to make sure that you can minimize this. And I'd say it's 3 things, Greeny. Everyone needs to pay attention to the protocols that Rob Manfred stated that baseball has. What are those protocols, and do they work? The second thing would be, we always hear in sports, do your job. Well, the players in the NFL are going to have to do your role. And that brings to my third point. What's your role going to be? Listen, if you can't not go to the club, and you can't go to extravagant parties and big dinners out, if you can't get through the next 6 months without doing that, I agree with Louis. Don't play this season. But this has to be the most selfish and unselfish season of these players' lives. They got to think about themselves and their money and think about everybody else and make sure they're making the right decisions.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.